Hello and welcome to my second review video of my Noob Buys TBOW series on old school RuneScape. In the first video I went through the first 15 episodes of the series and the journey to rebuilding my bank and becoming better at the game, starting with just the twisted bow and very little else. So feel free to watch that one if you haven't already. In this evaluation video I'll be looking at episodes 16 to 35 of the series and discussing the journey to finishing the series. Now just a reminder of the goals that are set out in episode 1, they would continue to remain unchanged for the remainder of the series, and there was a few I added along the way too. So that is all regular uniques from Commander Zileana, Zora, Dagonoth Kings and the Alchemical Hydra and Demonic Gorillas too. I also set the target of a purple from raids, a skilling pet, ranger boots from medium clue, a third age item and a mega rare superior slayer unique as well, such as the imbued heart or eternal gem. To briefly summarise the last video, we managed to tick off all the drops at Zileana, 3 at Zora, 4 at Dagonoth Kings, 1 at Hydra, and that was in the first 15 episodes, but did not achieve any of the other goals, so still plenty to aim for and new content for me to learn. For this half of the series I also added some goals along the way, such as a unique from the Gauntlet minigame which I plan to learn, and all regular uniques plus the jar of the pet from Cerberus, who is very easy to kill with the bow. Let's get straight into it with episode 16 up first. This one saw the beginning of Cerberus in the series, as I'd read about the twisted bow being exceptionally good there, and yes, his magic level being 220 it certainly was going to be. That was a place where my luck had been severely lacking in the previous kind of progress episodes before the series began, so just one crystal or one smouldering stone in over 400 KC there before, so yeah, we needed to improve that one. I was rewarded straight away as I got a Smouldering Stone and Pegasian Crystal in episode 16, so 2 of the 4 regular uniques. I also got another drop at Bandos in this episode, and that was the prestigious Bandos hilt, so 3 of 4 Godsword hilts obtained. The next episode was quite the moneymaker as I hit the jackpot of the Alchemical Hydra and Kriara. I got the Hydra's Claw and Jar of Chemicals too, 2 of the rarest drops there, as well as the Armadillo chestplate from Kriara, and that was the final armour piece. I finished the Dagonoth Kings as well in this episode, obtaining the Warrior Ring at last from Rex, and that one took 571 total KC, so 4 times the drop rate on that, though you won't often hear people complaining about going dry on a Warrior Ring, that's for sure. That was the Dagonoth Kings done for the series, but I would continue to get quite a lot of tasks, and no pets at all there so far, so I was going to keep hunting those anyway. Not many episodes could top that last one, and this one definitely did, and the only notable drops were both from clues, and that was Wizard Boots from a medium clue, and then Noted Potions from a hard clue, which is one of the slots on the mega rare table from hard clues that also contains third age, and yeah, believe it or not, that was my first ever roll of that table. I might have dodged the third age in the previous episode, but that was only a preview of what was to come on my 10th Mimic and 83rd Master of the series. I got the third age Robe Top and ticked off what was easily going to be the hardest or luckiest drop of the series to obtain. In that same episode I broke a 5-month-long pet dry streak with about 15 episodes overall, and that pet came from a very unlikely source, and it was Vorkarth, as I decided to go there whilst taking a break from some other bosses. I also did a Jad task with a bow, and it certainly didn't disappoint, and this episode was comfortably one of the best ones of the series. More luck on the clues in episode 20 as I ticked off the Ranger Boots goal for the series, gishing them on what was my 290th medium clue of the series, so pretty good luck there to be honest. I got another third age item, but that was the ring, so it's very common from the Mimic anyway. It's the fake third age I'd say, but nevertheless I would take it. Did a bit of a Sarachnis 2 to change things up and got the Cudgel there, which was nice. After doing cracking tasks throughout the series, my KC was certainly getting up there, and I did finally get that pet in episode 21 at 8,849 KC, making it 2 pets in roughly 10 days for me. I also went back to Cerberus and got an Eternal Crystal, meaning just the Primordial Crystal and Jar or Pet remain there. Make that 3 pets in 4 episodes as I achieved the skilling pet goal of the series, getting the Tangle Root from Giant Seaweed on 32.4 million XP in the skill. That was sure a long one. I got another drop from Cerberus, and that was the Jar of Souls, so yeah, 3 jars in the series already. Some new content in episode 23 as I gave the Gauntlet minigame in Prifddinas a try for the first time and decided to set a new goal of obtaining one of the uniques there, so an armor or weapon seed, the Blade of Selda or the Young Left Pet. Away from that I finished off Cerberus for the series and finally got the Primordial Crystal on 1471 KC for the series and over 1900 overall, so that one felt very good. Very special drop in episode 24 as I ticked off another one of the most difficult goals in terms of RNG, obtaining the mega rare Superior Slayer unique in the form of an imbued heart from a Greater Necryarch, or just Necryarch. That was after 200 Superiors overall. I got a Dust Petal Staff, the Superior before that one too. Also gave Soul Wars a try when it came out and got the pet there on my 4th crate, so yes, the insane turnaround in pet fortunes continued. Just the one drop in episode 25, but it was perfectly acceptable, being an Unca Onyx from Zora, and now 3 of the 4 regular Zora uniques obtained. Already had the pet, so just the Serpentine Visage left, and yeah, the Money Snake would be done for the series. After the insane luck of the previous few episodes, I then uncharacteristically went at 2 episodes without adding at all to my target drops, so yet an example of the RNG evening out. The main thing about the last few episodes though was that I got the 2 hardest drops done in terms of Third Age and Imbued Heart, so yeah, it felt a lot closer to finishing the series than before. 2 dry episodes would not become 3 though. I broke a dry streak at Hydra in the next episode, grabbing the 2nd Brimstone ring piece in terms of the Hydra's Fang, and I also got a pet on my birthday, and that was the Skotos on 78 KC. Episode 29 was one of my personal favourites and featured content across the board. I obtained another skilling pet, being the mining pet at 18.2 million XP, though a lot of that was got before the pet was even released, so I was actually very lucky on that one. I finished the Brimstone ring on just over 1000 KC at Hydra by getting the Hydra's Heart, and also obtained a Crystal Armour Seed from the Corrupted Gauntlet on 4 KC, and that ticked off another goal for the series. Nothing in episode 30 unfortunately, as I mainly killed Zora and Hydra for my final drops there. At Zora I was just missing the Serpentine Visage, and at Hydra it was just the tail and the leather. All of these drops being roughly 1 in 512, so yes, I knew there was certainly potential to go quite dry. I took a break from Hydra in the next episode, instead went back to Duradel Slayer to do some other bosses that I plan to try and get drops from. I got the Basilisk Jaw on 2700 KC from the Basilisk Knights after getting 2 heads previously, and that was a long-term goal of mine. I also got the 4th and final Godsword hilt at Kriara, and now had all hilts in the series. At Zora I miraculously rolled the Jar of Swamp at 1 in 3k that one, and that's now 4 jars in the series. Temperos was also released, and I gave that a try, getting the Fish Barrel, which would then prove fruitful for my strategies in hunting the Heron skilling pet. Speaking of the Heron, a few days AFKing with the barrel at the Karam ones led to the fishing pet on 15.6 mil XP, so 3 skilling pets obtained in the series and 4 overall on the account. I broke another dry streak at Hydra and got the tail on 1400 KC, meaning just the leather remained for my completion of that boss in the series. An episode of learning new content and dying a lot would follow. I managed to get my first KC at the Theatre of Blood and a solo Chambers of Xeric run as I prepared to hunt down the prestigious purple chest from one of those raids. I also finished Hydra at last in this episode on 1634 KC, getting the Hydra leather 3 times the drop rate on that one. Just 2 drops now remained, and I'd left Zora, which was always going to be one of the less tedious bosses to grind, till the end. After doing some solo raids in the previous episode, I spent a week doing a couple of raids each day in an attempt to improve, and managed to make some good progress on the Mage Hand in this one, and recorded 10 solo completions overall. Just a couple of the Torn Prayer Scrolls and Ancient Tablet to show for the efforts, but a solid improvement on my PVM ability for sure. Was going to drop from Zora in this one, but that was the Magic Fang, so the wrong one unfortunately. 35 was the magic number, and I finished the series in this episode. The purple chest from the Chambers of Xeric came on the 14th solo raid and 32nd KC overall, and it was a humble, dexterous prayer scroll on a raid that I died in as well. Worth just over 13 mil that one, so not much, but delighted to have got a purple from there. I then finally finished Zora for the series and obtained the Serpentine Visage on 1194 total KC for the series, so a couple of times the drop rate of that one. There it was, everything I set out to achieve, complete. There will be one further video showcasing the total KC or clues it took me to finish certain targets, and I will evaluate which places I got lucky at and vice versa, since I have gone back and tracked exactly how much KC I did after the bow purchase at the respective places or the clue scroll count. I'll also be showing you my bank and comparing it to when the series began. Finally, I'll talk about improving at the game during the series, and also how much fun it was and a pleasure to make videos on. Thank you for watching this one, and I'll see you in the final video next week.